If you're a diehard Browns fan and love breaking down the game like we do, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you never miss a blitz. The atmosphere around the Cleveland Browns is heating up, and the latest storm centers on none other than Myles Garrett, the cornerstone defensive star drafted first overall in 2017, whose reputation for speed, strength, and sheer dominance has been well documented. Sources close to the team hint at a growing tension between Garrett and his teammate Dillon, a dynamic that until recently seemed manageable but now appears to be spiraling out of control. Insiders whisper that Garrett has reached the end of his patience, reportedly sending a direct message to Dillon, emphatically stating, "Enough." The implications of this message are huge, not just for locker room chemistry, but for the broader Browns strategy this season. Fans and analysts alike are speculating whether this tension will manifest in on-field struggles or create a public spectacle that shakes the franchise to its core. Social media platforms have been buzzing with clips of Garrett's recent plays juxtaposed with moments of visible frustration, creating a narrative that suggests a defensive star on the brink. While the Browns have had ups and downs in recent seasons, Garrett's talent has often been the anchor, and now that anchor seems threatened by internal discord. The rumor mill is already spinning at full speed, with insiders hinting at behind-the-scenes meetings that could redefine team dynamics before the next game even kicks off. Reports from various sports pundits suggest that Garrett's relationship with Dillon has been strained for several weeks, stemming from disagreements during practice and subtle clashes on the sidelines. Observers close to the team have noted an unusually tense atmosphere, with Garrett showing signs of agitation previously unseen, even during high-pressure matches. This sudden outburst, captured by sources claiming knowledge of locker room interactions, indicates that Garrett's patience has frayed to the point of confrontation. Fans are dissecting every gesture, every comment, every tweet, searching for evidence that this conflict could escalate into a full-blown crisis within the Browns' defensive unit. Analysts point out that Garrett's reputation as one of the best defenders of his era, combining unparalleled speed with raw power, makes him not just a key player, but a potential influencer of locker room morale. Should this tension continue unchecked, it could ripple through the team, affecting coordination, strategic execution, and ultimately the outcome of games. The rumor community online is abuzz, with insiders suggesting that the front office may need to step in, mediating between the two stars to prevent a collapse of team cohesion. Meanwhile, Garrett's performance on the field continues to be stellar, yet the underlying discord is becoming increasingly difficult to ignore, creating an ominous cloud over what was meant to be a season of triumph. Industry insiders are hinting at the possibility that this publicized tension between Garrett and Dillon could impact upcoming contract negotiations, sponsorship deals, and even Garrett's legacy within the franchise. The first overall pick of 2017 has been the face of the Browns' defensive resurgence for years, earning respect from fans and fellow players alike. Yet, a direct message declaring "enough" sends a strong signal that even elite athletes have breaking points when internal dynamics reach a boiling point. Observers have noted subtle changes in Garrett's demeanor during games, with micro-expressions of frustration and body language that suggest a deeper, ongoing conflict. Rumors abound that locker room meetings have become more tense, coaches are having to mediate more frequently, and the usual camaraderie that defines successful teams is under pressure. While Dillon has yet to publicly respond, sources close to the team speculate that his silence may indicate either careful contemplation or simmering resentment. The sports rumor mill thrives on ambiguity, and this scenario is a perfect storm. A defensive superstar expressing visible frustration, a teammate at the center of the tension, and fans eagerly awaiting the next development. If left unresolved, this situation could redefine not only Garrett's season, but the trajectory of the Browns' defensive strategy and team morale moving forward. Each practice, each game, and each press interaction is now being analyzed for hidden signs of discord, keeping the rumor mill thriving and fans on edge. Speculation is also rife around how this tension could affect team dynamics during critical games. Garrett's prowess on the field is unmatched, and his ability to alter plays with a combination of speed and brute force has made him indispensable. Yet insiders are pointing out that no player, regardless of talent, can function optimally in an environment plagued by unresolved conflicts. Analysts emphasize that Dillon's role in the defensive scheme, while important, could be overshadowed by the disruption caused by Garrett's openly expressed frustration. The mere rumor of a superstar at odds with a teammate has sparked heated discussions on fan forums, sports podcasts, and social media channels, highlighting just how fragile team cohesion can be when egos and emotions collide. Behind closed doors, sources claim that the Browns coaching staff is scrambling to devise strategies that preserve performance while addressing the growing discord. Meanwhile, Garrett's direct approach sends a bold message. Boundaries are being established, and the era of passive tolerance is over. Every insider report, every hinted gesture, and every subtle comment is fueling a narrative that keeps fans, commentators, and even casual observers hooked, waiting to see if this tension will explode or be contained. The suspense around the Browns is palpable, with each passing day adding fuel to what might be a defining chapter in both Garrett's career and the team's turbulent history. Observers have noted that Garrett's publicized frustration is not merely a personal issue, but a reflection of broader concerns within the Browns organization. From draft strategies to coaching decisions, every choice now seems scrutinized through the lens of this emerging conflict. Analysts are weighing whether Garrett's stance represents a larger leadership challenge, signaling his unwillingness to tolerate misalignment with team priorities or lack of execution from key teammates. The ripple effect of this dynamic is considerable, with locker room morale, player focus, and even fan sentiment hanging in a delicate balance. Sports rumor experts suggest that this tension, while initially appearing as a simple interpersonal clash, could influence trade talks, draft considerations, and even the strategic direction of the team for years to come. Garrett's prominence amplifies the stakes. When a player of his caliber expresses such unequivocal frustration, the entire league takes notice. Meanwhile, social media continues to dissect every nuance, amplifying rumors and theories, with every analyst offering differing interpretations of the situation. What was once an unshakable defensive unit now faces a potential turning point, with Garrett's message serving as both a warning and a catalyst. The uncertainty surrounding Dillon's response only adds layers to the speculation, leaving fans, pundits, and insiders guessing about the next dramatic development in this evolving Browns saga. Even casual observers are beginning to notice how Garrett's direct communication style is influencing perceptions of professional conduct in the NFL. A superstar publicly expressing frustration with a teammate is not unprecedented, yet the way Garrett has delivered his enough message suggests a deeper, unspoken narrative about leadership, accountability, and personal standards. Rumors suggest that Garrett's peers may view this as a signal that the tolerance for mistakes or misalignment has significantly decreased, potentially altering how the team interacts in high-pressure situations. Analysts are considering whether this visible tension could affect in-game communication, defensive cohesion, and the overall strategic execution during critical plays. Coaches are reportedly holding private discussions, trying to manage not only the immediate interpersonal conflict, but also the long-term implications for team culture. Social media analysis shows a spike in discussions around locker room politics, player behavior, and the psychological toll of elite competition. The rumor mill thrives on these uncertainties, as insiders speculate whether Dillon will adjust his approach, whether Garrett will escalate his demands, and whether the Browns organization will step in more decisively. Fans and pundits alike are eagerly waiting for a defining moment that could either resolve or exacerbate this situation, setting the stage for a dramatic narrative that transcends typical game day drama and places a human element at the center of the Browns story. Rumors circulating in the NFL community suggest that the tension between Garrett and Dillon may have deeper roots than fans realize, possibly linked to unspoken disagreements over defensive strategies, playing time, or even leadership hierarchies within the Browns. Insiders hint that Garrett's assertive personality, which has long been a driving force behind his on-field dominance, may now be clashing with Dillon's own ambitions and style, creating friction that cannot be easily smoothed over. Sources close to the team have described late-night meetings, intense practice sessions, and private discussions where the atmosphere is tense and patience wears thin, as both players try to assert their perspectives. The ripple effect of such tension extends beyond the players themselves. Coaches are reportedly adjusting drills, modifying defensive calls, and holding private talks with other team members to maintain morale and ensure that the unit does not fracture. Social media platforms are alive with speculation, with every gesture, comment, or play by Garrett or Dillon analyzed as evidence of the ongoing discord. Sports analysts suggest that if this tension escalates further, it could define the Browns' season, affecting not only defensive performance, but also the team's reputation and ability to attract top talent in future drafts. The rumor mill continues to churn, with fans debating whether Garrett's bold statement marks a turning point or the start of a wider internal crisis. Enjoying the content so far? Smash that like button and drop your take in the comments. We want to hear what you think about the Browns this season. Speculation is growing around the potential impact of Garrett's enough message on the locker room's overall cohesion, with insiders suggesting that other players are watching closely, waiting to see how Dillon responds. Sources claim that teammates may be quietly choosing sides, consciously or unconsciously, based on their observations of the star defensive end's frustration and the reactions it elicits. Analysts point out that elite athletes like Garrett often serve as informal leaders within their teams, and when such a figure expresses discontent, it can trigger a cascade of uncertainty or heightened tension among other players. Coaches are reportedly struggling to balance discipline with empathy, attempting to address interpersonal conflicts without undermining the authority of their star player or disrupting the defensive unit's rhythm. Meanwhile, sports rumor sites are teeming with hypothetical scenarios, from Dillon adjusting his approach to potential trade considerations or even locker room interventions by the Browns management. Fans are dissecting every post, every interview, and every sideline interaction for clues, turning ordinary game footage into a high-stakes drama narrative. If this situation escalates unchecked, insiders warn that the Browns' performance could be compromised, with defensive miscommunications or decreased morale becoming tangible issues on the field. The intrigue surrounding Garrett and Dillon has turned routine games into must-watch spectacles, not just for performance, but for the human drama unfolding within one of the league's most scrutinized teams. Sources indicate that Garrett's frustration may be symptomatic of broader concerns within the Browns' organizational culture, including disagreements over team strategy, accountability expectations, and leadership roles. Insiders claim that the defensive star's direct message to Dillon serves as a public declaration of boundaries, signaling that Garrett is unwilling to tolerate repeated errors or perceived slights. Analysts are speculating on the long-term consequences, noting that such conflicts can affect everything from practice efficiency to in-game communication, as players adjust to heightened tension and the presence of unresolved disputes. Sports commentators highlight that the Browns' defensive unit has historically relied on precise coordination, trust, and cohesion, and any disruption at the leadership level could compromise their ability to execute complex plays under pressure. Fans on social media are dissecting interactions, tweets, and press statements, treating each one as a potential indicator of escalation or resolution, while insiders caution that public speculation often magnifies minor incidents into major narratives. Meanwhile, Garrett's reputation as one of the most formidable defenders of his generation underscores the stakes. When a player of his caliber expresses frustration openly, the entire team dynamic shifts. Rumors suggest that internal meetings are ongoing, with coaches and management strategizing how to restore harmony while preserving Garrett's central role and the defensive unit's overall performance. The tension, while currently contained to interpersonal clashes, has the potential to influence the Browns' season trajectory in profound and unpredictable ways. Insiders report that the psychological and emotional impact of Garrett's stance on Dillon is already becoming a topic of interest among sports psychologists and analysts, with the debate focusing on how elite athletes handle conflict, frustration, and leadership challenges. Garrett's public declaration, signaling that he has reached his breaking point, is seen as a powerful assertion of personal standards and professional expectations, prompting speculation about Dillon's next moves. Sources suggest that Dillon may be under immense pressure to adapt, reconcile, or risk further alienation, with the broader team watching and potentially influenced by the unfolding dynamics. Analysts highlight that such conflicts are rarely isolated, often affecting secondary players, practice intensity, and even strategic decision-making, as coaches navigate the delicate balance between performance and interpersonal management. Social media commentary underscores the drama, with fans and commentators hypothesizing about hypothetical outcomes, potential trade discussions, or internal disciplinary measures. Meanwhile, the Browns management is reportedly considering interventions ranging from mediation sessions to adjusted practice protocols, aiming to diffuse tension while preserving Garrett's morale and leadership role. The rumor mill thrives on the uncertainty, as each new development, whether subtle body language during a game or a passing comment in interviews, feeds speculation, fueling narratives that captivate fans, analysts, and even rival teams who may see opportunity in the Browns' internal discord. The saga is far from over, and insiders predict more twists before resolution is reached. Thanks for riding with us on another Browns Blitz. If you liked the video, share it with a fellow fan, hit subscribe, and ring that bell so you're always part of the Dawg Pound conversation. Go Browns!